Shay, we said last week 2 wins was a must, and credit to the boys, they've done just that.
Yeah, 2 good wins. It's important that we keep the pressure on. Like we said last week, it's a little bit out of our control right now, but all we can do is keep winning our games and hope for some favours along the way.
So Saturday night was an emphatic win over Kilmarnock. They are struggling this season. But, fair play to the boys. We had a big crowd in the building. They still went out there and put on a show.
Yeah, they are struggling. It's not nice to see, especially when you think of the work that they've put in there over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, building that team to be, last year they were very, very competitive. I think they finished third in the league last year. So, yeah, you don't get any pleasure from seeing teams struggle like that. But, you can only play against the team that's in front of you. And the guys went out and put in a pretty business-like performance in front of, what was a pretty big crowd.
And it was great to see as well. I think a lot of goals shared throughout the team. I think it was 10 different scorers. And finally, a first caps goal for Cammy Gallagher.
Finally, a first goal for Cammy. I know it was great to see. I think the whole bench jumped up when that one went in, and he deserves it as well. He's been working really hard. He's been getting a little bit more ice time, this season than he has done in the previous couple, and that's because he's working hard and he's developing and improving. So yeah, it was nice to see him get his first goal, and hopefully that kicks him on now.
And new signing Sean Donaldson, he also put in a great performance. I think he's got 4 goals and a couple of assists. Just tell us what will he bring to the team this season?
I think he's going to bring in some experience. He's going to bring in a little bit of creativity, and he's probably going to give us a little bit more secondary scoring as well. I think it's been no secret this year that the heavy lifting has been done by sort of one line for large parts of the season. But so bringing Sean in just gives us that little more depth and something different on our second line. I think it gave Sean Cochran a little pick me up as well at the weekend. I think Sean picked up something like 6 assists over the weekend or something like that. And then Dags played with the 2 of them on Saturday, and Ross Borwick played with the 2 of them on Saturday, and the line looked good in both games. So yeah, delighted to have Sean here. We brought him in because we really just needed some secondary scoring, and the early signs are Sean's going to give us that.
So Sunday night we went through to Braehead. They've made a few signings recently. We knew it would probably be a very tough game. But fair play to the boys again. They put in a great performance and a 4-1 victory.
Yeah, it was a good performance, bar maybe a 5-minute spell towards the end of the second period. We were 2-1 up, I think, with about 5 minutes to go in the second period. And for some reason, we completely opened the game up. Didn't give much thought to the defensive side of the game. And we're probably lucky. Chambo made a couple of really big saves in those last 5 minutes where we could have went down. We could have went in at the end of the second period down a goal rather than up a goal. Fortunately, we didn't, and we knuckled down again and got back to sort of work in the third period. We scored 2 goals quickly in the third period, which pretty much killed the game off. So, yeah, good win. It was a good win, good road win against a team that always make things difficult for you because they put in a great work ethic, for 60 minutes. So, yeah, it was an important one.
And you just mentioned Chambo there. He played very well on Sunday night. He faced 49 shots, obviously saving 48 of them. It's been his first, I think that was his first game since before Christmas. Titch was solid on Saturday night as well. He grabbed that shot out. We said it before, didn't we, that going into this business end of the season, you need both goalies on top of their game.
Yeah, and that's why you have 2 goalies. We've said it from the minute we brought Titch in here. It was important to have 2 goalies that can push each other, and encourage each of them to be the best they can be on each given night. And yep, Titch was solid for us when Chambo was away, and that was Craig's first game in 3 weeks now, I think. And came in and had a great game against Paisley on Sunday night.
So they wins at the weekend. We moved up to second in the standings. We still trail the Rockets, but we said it last week. It probably is theirs to lose, but we just need to keep picking up wins and putting pressure on them.
Yeah, that's all we can do. All we can do is keep winning our games. We've got a big one against Kirkcaldy here on Saturday that we need to take 2 points from. Dundee are up in Aberdeen on Saturday. That's going to be a tough one for them. And we've seen over the last couple of years that strange things can happen as you get down the stretch here in this league. So all we can do is make sure we keep winning our games, and hope somebody does us a little favour, or hope Dundee slip up along the way. And if they do, we'll be ready to jump on them.
So this Saturday it's a massive game against the Kestrels. We'll be out for revenge. They've turned us over the last 3 times. We need to stop that little rut against them, don't we?
Yeah, we do. They've won the last 3 against us. We spoke about this, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember, whenever it was. I think we outplayed them for large parts of those games. We just have a tendency to switch off against them from time to time, and every time we do switch off, we seem to get scored on. So we have to eliminate that. It's as simple as that. We have to eliminate the mistakes. We have to go into these games expecting them to be low scoring. We have to take care of the defensive side of the game first, and wait for our chances. Something that we've maybe not done the last couple of times we've played against them. We've been going forward, trying to get the goals, but leaving areas open at the back for them to capitalise on. So that's something that we have to change. We have to be a lot tighter. We have to be a lot more controlled. But if we can do that, I'm sure we can get the win that we need.
And hopefully a big crowd here on Saturday night. These local derby games are always very tasty affairs, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll be looking for a big crowd. There's a good crowd in here on Saturday night against Kilmarnock, and the last 2 or 3 games before that were all pretty decent too. So yeah, let's be hoping for another good crowd getting here on Saturday night, and let's hope we can give them a reason to go home smiling.
Well, all the best for the weekend, Lynch, and we'll catch up next week.
Cheers.
Sean, first of all, welcome back to the Caps. It's been a few years, hasn't it?
Aye, so just less than 5 years, aye.
So you trained with the boys last week. You were then thrown into the deep end. 2 games last weekend, but you were able to get 4 goals, a couple of assists for you. Personally, you must be happy with that.
Aye, delighted to ease back in without the game. That was a bit easier on the Saturday night. Sunday was a bit trickier, but I hopefully keep ticking away with the points.
So Saturday's game, it was a bit one-sided. The Kilmarnock are struggling this season, but I think it was good to see everybody getting, especially younger guys, plenty of ice time, and the goals were shared throughout.
It's good for Reece and Cammy to be getting goals throughout the team. It's not the best for either team when it's so one-sided, but they kept trying right to the end. Fair play to them, and the goalie made a few good saves as well. So although it was a high score, they still made a good effort at it.
So Sunday night, it was a tougher test through in Braehead against the Pirates, but a 4-1 win. How do you feel that game went?
It went well, the score. The win's the main thing, but there's a few things that we could have done a lot better. Jambo kept us in the game a few times, to be fair to him. He probably got robbed the man of the match, to be honest. I would have gave it to him. But we get the win, we move on.
And how was the body Monday morning?
Better than I expected, to be honest. I thought I was going to be in bits, but no, I was actually all right, so pleasantly surprised. So
this Saturday, we face the Kestrels, a team I'm sure you're familiar with. You've played SNL for plenty of years, and you've probably played against a lot of the guys. When you've played as well, it was a big rivalry, wasn't it? Obviously, this Edinburgh Fife thing, and it's enjoyable to play in, isn't it?
Absolutely. So they've had a great junior setup over the years, probably one of the best in the country, and the tournament players, half of them play for the Capitals. So I know a lot of the boys. I know what you're getting. You're always going to get a good skill level, good effort. So it's a good rivalry.
So we've lost the last 3 to them, but we need to make that win on Saturday, as we can't afford to lose any more ground in this league, can we?
That's right. I think we just look at every game looking to win it. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. I'm not one to look back at form or anything like that. It's just how you perform in the night. Make sure we prepare well and do what we can.
So, Sean, you played here with Edinburgh teams all your career, from junior right through. I can even remember your days in the Elite League. It was when you were a young boy. I know you've been at a few other games this season. I've saw you, but just how impressed you've been with the crowds recently at SNL Hockey?
It's great. It's good to see. It's better crowds than the Elite League that you were mentioning there. Brilliant. There's the die-hard core fans that have been in Edinburgh Hockey for many years, and then there's a lot of new fans, which is great to see that they're enjoying it. A great amount of work goes in off the ice to prepare for game nights, volunteers, staff, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of credit to them to get folk through the door and then watch the product on the ice.
And that locker room up there, I'm sure you just fitted right back in with a lot of your old teammates.
Aye, a few familiar faces, some more familiar than I'd like. Maybe Joe Gotcha. I could do it.
Everybody says that.
I can maybe do about Joe. I'm only kidding. What I have really enjoyed is getting to know the boys that I didn't know, actually. And that's happened really quickly, so I am pleased with that.
And just finally, Sean, what's your hopes for the remainder of the season? I know you've not played for a few years, and what made you get back on the ice?
Hopes win as many games as possible, and then what happens in the competitions. We can't control what other teams are doing. If we don't win all our games, then what they do is irrelevant. So just try and win as many games as possible, contribute as much as I can to the team. And then the reason I came back, I missed it. My kids hadn't seen me play when they were too young to really know what was going on, so I wanted them to see me play, and then basically the support and encouragement of those close to me have basically brought me back. for the rest of this season.
And with the kids here on Saturday to see your hat trick,
Aye, they were buzzing.
they'll be expecting that every week now.
I hope not.
No bother, Sean. Listen, all the best for Saturday, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Cheers, thanks, Steve.